Okay, here we go. So now it's not gonna be another episode of the whole Daily Brooklyn Edition series. Now I just want to clear this up. All matches, well, at least as of now, and as of like earlier episodes, since I forgot that iPhone does CPU matches on Brooklyn Revolution, I either simulated the result or played some matches in it. But now I realized that iPhone does actually have CPU matches, but I've been realizing that for like past 4-5 episodes of the Brooklyn Revolution Heroes Mode series, which is what all their matches are now, and as of now are always gonna be CPU simulated. So now, I just want to clear up this: the Daily Brooklyn Revolution series is not gonna be based off of my past Heroes Mode Brooklyn Revolution series projects, which started off with a GM mode for AAW, but that wasn't really Heroes Mode. The TNA Heroes Mode, the Ruthless Aggression Era Humorous Mode, and then of course probably my most proudest of those that I named, the GWE Humorous Mode. That did go far. It went for like a good 4 or 5 previews and stuff like that. I still need I quit GWE because my Samsung stopped working and some of that, so I'm using iPhone now and stuff. I could bar to continue at least the final part of the SummerSlam pay-per-view for GWE, but no. Anyway, I just went completely off topic there. So yeah, this is the Raw exclusive Order pay-per-view. Now, of course, we passed by the Week 4 edition of Raw, ECW, and SmackDown, so now we're up to Raw's pay-per-view, Over the Limit. This is also the first pay-per-view into the series, and I'm actually going to complete the series. I promise I am. So, let's quickly get into the match card. So, for some pay-per-views, they're going to be pre-shows. Our pay-per-views, they're not going to be pre-shows. For this one, there's not going to be pre-show. So, if you think that this great first matchup is going to be in the pre-show, don't worry, it's not going to be in a pre-show because there's going to be no pre-show. So, we got, wait, I just want to make sure, okay. We got AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura teaming up to take on Undertaker and Kane. So now I'm just going to give you guys a quick recap of each match as I say it. So, for Styles and Nakamura versus Undertaker and Kane, we had Styles and Kane have a matchup in which AJ Styles did defeat Kane, and then after the matchup, Undertaker ambushed Styles, gave him 2 Tombstone Piledrivers onto a solid steel chair on the outside, and then Shinsuke Nakamura came out to come and help of the aid of AJ Styles, and in which Nakamura, he did attack Taker and helped Styles. And then on the Week 4 Fallout, the Go Home Show of Raw, the fallout of it, we had Bischoff cut a promo and announced that we're going to have AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Undertaker and Kane at the Over the Limit pay-per-view. And then we had Styles, Nakamura, Undertaker, and Kane's reactions to the matchup. Of course, if you did bother to see the fallout for the Week 4 edition of Raw. And so it's going to be a tag team war match. So each member are going to get eliminated until one member of a team survives, or if the whole team survives, then they win. And so now, the X Division title tournament. This is of course an 8-man tournament. So now, ECW, they're gonna have a 8-man tournament for their hardcore lightweight title, and then SmackDown are gonna have their own tournament for their own 8-man tournament as well for the Cruiserweight Championship. So now for Raw, they have the X Division title, and the X Division title is not gonna be for lightweights on the ECW and SmackDown. It's gonna be for any. It could be for any. Like, it could even be for heavyweight that has amazing athletic ability. So for example, if Samoa Joe and Chris Hero, which are over on SmackDown, well, if they were on Raw, they would be eligible for the X Division title. But anyway, the first matchup in the tournament will be Christian versus Zack Ryder. Christian, of course, is part of the Brood, but it's just going to be Edge and Gangrel representing the Brood for their matchup later on tonight. And so that's Zack Ryder's debut in this matchup, so see how he could do against the Brood's Christian. And so now, the third matchup for the Intercontinental Championship, we got Apollo Crews defending his Intercontinental title against The Miz. So now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, The Miz, he won the number one contenders matchup to face off against, to be eligible for a number one contenders title shot against Apollo Crews. And then on the Fallout, well, Miz did win that number one contenders matchup on the Week 3 edition of Raw, but then on the Week 4 Fallout, we had Apollo Crews get attacked from behind by The Miz, in which Miz did nail 2 Skull Crusher finales to Apollo Crews backstage, and our cameras caught it. And that'll be now in a no disqualification matchup just to fit the vibe of the Over the Limit pay-per-view. And so now we're going to have a segment as well, as Brock Lesnar is going to be advertised to soon debut in Raw. He is on the Raw roster, as I said on like the week 3 or the week 4 edition of Raw. He is over on the Raw brand. So he's going to be advertised to have his first matchup, which is not going to be all that soon, and it's not going to be in this pay-per-view. But he is going to be advertised to have one once he comes. So the X Division title tournament is going to continue, as the second matchup is going to be Manic versus Tyson Kidd. That should be a good high-flying matchup. So now the only non-stipulation matches, the only matches that are not going to be anything specific, and they're just going to be regular, bland, one-on-one matches, are going to be the 2 X Division title tournament matches. Now, the 5th match, the Raw Tag Team titles. We got the Hardy Boys defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against the Brood. Now, the Brood are, of course, going to be represented by Edge and Gangrel. The reason why was because Christian, he got pinned by Tyler Breeze in the Brood versus Breezango match in the Week 4 edition of Raw. Luckily, it was not a number one contenders matchup, and so the Brood, they stay number one contenders. But you gotta know that Breezango, they are probably the next number one contenders after whoever wins the matchup are the Hardy Boys or Brood later on tonight. Now, of course, in the Week 1 edition of Raw, the Hardy Boys, they defeated Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. And then in Week 2, they asked for a challenge in which Eric Bischoff responded to him giving them a 3-on-2 handicap matchup versus the Brood, all 3 members of the Brood, in which the Brood won the matchup. And then Bischoff announced on the Week 3 edition of Raw that it's going to be once again a 3-on-2 handicap matchup between the Brood and the Hardy Boys, but this time it's going to be for the Raw Tag Team Championships, in which once we simulated that one, we hit simulate result. The Hardy Boys, they defeated the Brood in the handicap matchup, and so which is why the Hardy Boys are the Raw Tag Team Champions. And then because this kind of made the Brood no more contenders, and then that's when the whole Breezango and the Brood matchup went into place. But it's now tied 1-1 apiece between the Brood and Hardy Boys. 1 win for the Brood in the handicap matchup, 1 loss for the Brood in the handicap matchup. But now it's just going to be a regular fair 2-on-2 matchup. So see, the Hardy Boys could retain the Raw Tag Team Championships. So now the 6th matchup, this is going to be Goldberg issuing an open challenge, and it's going to be in the last man standing match of all matches. So yeah, of course, Goldberg was in the 10-man Momentum Battle Royal matchup, in which Batista won that matchup, and Goldberg was the 3rd person to be eliminated, surprisingly. So Goldberg, he's going to get an open challenge here tonight. Someone's going to accept it. Now, of course, that was a Momentum Battle Royal. Wasn't for no title. It's just to see whoever won the Battle Royal will get a title shot quicker than ours. Like, for example, since Batista won, he could get a title shot for the Intercontinental or the Championship, and he'll get it more quicker than certain others, or it just gives him the momentum in other matches to get closer to a championship. And so we don't know if Batista can answer it. We don't know if Brock Lesnar's not going to answer it. I already cleared that up. Or we could have anyone else from the 10-man Battle Royal Momentum match that wasn't there, except the challenge. We could have that. Or we could just have a random Raw superstar, except Goldberg's open challenge. Either way, it's going to be in it's going to be in a last man standing match. And so the WWE Championship, the main event, we got CM Punk defend his WWE Championship against Roman Reigns. The reason this can be was that CM Punk defeated Sami Zayn in the Week 2 edition of Raw after CM Punk won a Fatal 4 matchup to become eligible for a matchup with the vacant WWE Championship, and Sami Zayn won the other Fatal 4 matchup in the Week 4 edition of Raw. So they faced off against each other in the Week 2 edition of Raw, and then I didn't upload the full matchup, but I uploaded the highlights in which Punk won against Zayn. And then in the Week 3 edition of Raw, a non-title matchup, Reigns did not team up with Bobby Lashley. Instead, he went solo, in which Roman Reigns did defeat CM Punk in a non-title matchup, which made Reigns become the number 1 contender and eligible for a title. And then the Week 4 edition of Raw, Sami Zayn used his rematch clause in the main event, in which if Zayn won versus Roman Reigns, he'll make it a triple threat matchup at Over the Limit. As you see, Zayn did not win, and Roman Reigns actually won in a 4 to 5 minute squash match, which did not make Zayn look strong at all. So Zayn, he's not going to get a rematch clause now since he put it on the line, and so he'll have to climb up the ranks later on. And so we now have Punk versus Reigns in a disqualification matchup just to fit the vibe. Let's see if CM Punk can retain his WWE Championship or if Roman Reigns is going to become WWE Champion. So anyway, that's pretty much it. That was your whole match card and discussion of how storylines came to play for this Ordinary preview. So yep, it's going to be uploaded either tomorrow or later on today. Alright, don't miss the Rock Exclusive preview over the Olympics.